Bun găsit, stimați utilizatori ai portalului de știri nordnews.md. Sunt Ecaterina Tănăsiciuc și vă invit la interviu cu Ambasadorul Uniunii Europene în Republica Moldova, Jānis Mažeiks.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ambassador. Thank you for having this interview with us. Recently, together with the EU delegation, you visit Transnistria region. Discussion focused on the energy crisis, economic crisis, and as well as human rights situation in the region. How well is Transnistria respecting the key condition under which they receive gas from the Republic of Moldova?
Well, first, the part which they have received was without conditions. So, as you may remember, in the beginning of the year, there were 20 million euros which were provided to the Transnistrian region and 10 million euros which were provided for the right bank. And following that, we made another offer for the Transnistrian region. A further support was 60 million euros. That is on top of the 225 million that we have put in place for the right bank. And that support was built with conditions. Conditions in human rights, conditions in freedom of movement, also the conditions related to economic development of the region. And at that stage, the Transnistrian region did not take up our offer, and instead it opted for the support that they could get from the Russian Federation. However, what we have seen is that there are positive developments in the directions that we wanted them to do. So we have seen things that were most likely not imaginable just a few months ago, like the liberation of illegally detained persons, like the presence of the Moldovan TV channel on the Transnistrian grid, like the removal of the checkpoints within Transnistria, or the increase of the tariffs for the consumers in the Transnistria. In other words, we see positive developments, but that doesn't mean that we would be satisfied with the situation as it is, because clearly there are further things that should be done if they want to engage with the European Union.
Thank you. In the context of this visit on March 31st, according to the Moldovan authorities, deputies Alexander Nestorovski and Irina Lozovan escaped to Transnistria. They were possibly held by Russian embassy. How did European Union react to this information, and did you discuss these topics with the local authorities in Transnistria some days ago?
Well, I do not, as a rule, comment on the content of my discussions. But for our perspective, of course, the respect for the laws of the host country is a fundamental element of the diplomatic work. And I think that, well, first we can rely on the information that was provided by the Moldovan authorities, including video coverage, and second, we saw the reaction of the Moldovan authorities to this situation, which resulted in the expulsion of 3 employees of the Russian embassy from Republic of Moldova. So I hope that the lessons are learned, but I think it's also one element that is not so much mentioned in this context is the importance that these people are getting sentences from the Moldovan courts, and I think this is in all this story, which is by no means a positive one. We see this positive element that the Moldovan judiciary, that has been helped in its reform by the European Union, is taking decisions that are important for the country.
And if it's true that Russian Federation helped them to escape, what legal consequences could result?
Well, I understand that the consequences have been already there, namely that the persons who had been involved have been declared persona non grata and have left the Republic of Moldova.
Thank you. The year 2025 is an important one for the Republic of Moldova because it's an election year. And how big is the risk that Russian Federation will try to interfere in the parliamentary elections, considering the suspicions of fraud in the 2024 presidential vote?
I think it's not a risk, it's a reality. I would not have any illusions that there would not be the Russian interference in the parliamentary elections. We saw how massive it was in the presidential elections and referendum last year. So I would take it as a given that there will be lots of money, illegal money being invested from Russia, that there will be lots of propaganda and disinformation coming from Russia, and that's why it is very important to have the countering measures from the side of Moldova, be it in the legal field, be it in the field of fighting against disinformation. And in these areas, the European Union is already providing support to build the resilience of the Moldovan institutions, so that they are more capable of countering these threats. But I think it's also a part of the duty of responsible Moldovan citizens to be responsible citizens and to not spread disinformation that they could see, and not to be engaged in any vote buying schemes that they may encounter.
Do you think Russia's involvement in Moldovan democratic process affect our relationship between Republic of Moldova and European Union and our European integration?
No. If anything, then in the face of this Russian interference, the European Union has stepped up our support for the Republic of Moldova, and therefore we have built even stronger relations with the Republic of Moldova. But I think what one has to keep in mind as a possibility is that in the negative scenario that the propaganda and disinformation would change the course of the country in the parliamentary elections. Yes, in that scenario I can imagine that the relations between the European Union and Republic of Moldova would be different from what they are now, and that this very rapid process of integration into the European Union could be slowed down or even stopped. Of course, for us, the priority is not to have such a scenario, and that's why we will continue working with the Republic of Moldova. But to repeat myself, our engagement with the Republic of Moldova will be as deep as it will be possible after the elections. We hope, of course, that it will be possible to continue in the same level and even more intense level after the elections.
In January 2025, the new United States administration stopped financial support for 90 days, including the Republic of Moldova. Could this stop of the United States help affect Republic of Moldova to join European Union? And in this situation, is the European Union ready to give more support to Republic of Moldova?
Well, the United States have been a very important partner for us also here in the Republic of Moldova, because many of the things that they were doing here were also supporting the European integration of the Republic of Moldova. And of course we are sad that currently this engagement is not possible. Let us see how this develops once the evaluation within the United States administration has concluded. There are some areas where we have already taken over the things that previously were done by the United States. Most concretely, for us, the vetting process is really crucial for the development of the judiciary, and that's why while in the past it was supported partly by the European Union and partly by the United States, now we have also found ways how to finance this part which was previously funded by the Americans, so that this process would not be interrupted. So we are looking at other possibilities, what we can do to step in other ways, but it's also clear that we would not be able to cover everything 100% of what the Americans were doing. But at the same time, there are other things which are new avenues for Republic of Moldova, which can provide some of the answers perhaps to this situation. Here I'm referring to the Moldova Growth Plan, which is the largest ever support package for Republic of Moldova, worth 1.9 billion euros. And of course, with that support, many things can be done for the development of the country.
The final question, Mr. Ambassador, how Moldova European integration is going on? We saw a new major project that is important for Republic of Moldova. Moldova este Europa, sprijin pentru integrare în Uniunea Europeană, anunțat oficial ieri, 8 aprilie 2025. You said Moldovan people see their future in the European Union, and I absolutely agree. Could you please tell us briefly what are the most important points to mention about this project?
Well, this project is one of our support measures for the European integration of the country. And first and foremost, it is our advisors of very experienced people who can help the different Moldovan institutions to implement the European legislation in the different ministries with which they are working with. Because the European legislation is quite complex, because it's the common rules for 27 member states currently, which are applied in all these countries equally, and for future member states, of course, you will have the same tasks ahead of you. Some of the areas are very time-consuming and resource-consuming, like the EU common rules on agriculture or environmental standards, and all these areas you need lots of expertise and support, and these advisors who will be working through this project will be able to help. And there's another angle in this project which I find very interesting, is the internship programs, whereby young Moldovans who are about to graduate from universities work either with these high-level advisors or with the Moldovan institutions, and then they get experience professionally, and hopefully they also get involved in the work of the government. Also after the end of the internship, we have also examples like that, and that gives new experience for them, but also gives new resource for the country, because right now one of the difficult challenges that the country faces is to have good qualified personnel for the European integration process.
Your today's visit is about this project, and how do you like it?
Well, this visit is about rather many projects that we are doing in the north of the country. The most the biggest one of them today is the launching of the water treatment facility in Jānis, and for me it is very heartening to see that the people of the north, this time it's around 25,000 people, will get better living conditions, better quality of life. Because I also, 3 years ago, I was able to see how this water treatment facility was then, and of course then it looked a bit like from a horror movie, because I think it hasn't changed much since its building in the 1960s. And with this I hope that I'm sure that we will be able to get the quality of water, quality of life for the people into a much different level.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ambassador. We are very grateful for you in the Nord News studio. Stimați utilizatori ai portalului de știri nordnews.md, acesta a fost ambasadorul Uniunii Europene în Republica Moldova, Jānis Mažeiks. Urmăriți-ne pe platformele YouTube, Instagram, Facebook și fiți patronii noștri. Toate cele bune!